Alright guys, here we're going to talk about Season 2, Episode 6 of The Good Place.
So yeah, this episode takes a step back. It focuses on Janet. I believe it's called Janet and Michael or something like that.
Sure, that would make sense.
We see him stealing her. We see the setup, the early phases. We get a great shot of let's just have a bad Janet try to be good. And he's like, yeah, I tried that. And she calls her in.
Yeah.
And her face melts into her neck.
And even the idea of that working, you're like, come on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have pictured it the exact way that happened, but you would know that it would be a tell.
Right, it would not work.
Yeah.
Right. And they always pick some goofy ass thing.
But her, being destroyed by herself and this and that was pretty much as I had guessed.
Oh yes.
With the problem being directly related to what's
No,
his face?
yeah,
What's
and
his
I
face?
did not pick up on that because I'm not good with human relationships. So
She's not a human.
Not a human. But no, I said what they said, which is well, wait, how could I possibly remember that? Because I've been reset or whatever. So they're just but
They had planted seeds
yeah.
about getting better through each reset and knowing that it's been a million resets.
Evolving and all that stuff. 802 resets.
Yeah.
802.
1 million resets.
No. It totally makes sense. When you predicted it, I was like, oh yeah. I wasn't like, absolutely not. I just said again what they said. But how could she remember it? It doesn't make any sense. So they devote / waste. This show's so tight that it's less than a minute, but they spend time.
Yeah.
Going through this thing so that the audience understands. Well, even though you don't remember being in love with and marrying Jason, it must be in you somewhere, and that's what's causing your resentment and all that stuff. So yeah, whatever, it's fine.
And that's interesting. I don't say that this was a great episode.
I laughed a few times though.
Oh, every episode laugh a few times.
Do you?
Sometimes.
Oh, you're a rube.
No, this generally has a pretty good sense of
funny
humor.
Show.
But this particular episode, it didn't do not that the Janet stuff isn't funny, but I think the Janet stuff is funnier when it's used sparingly and having just so much time devoted to her.
Yeah. I liked filling in some of those details though. Seeing more behind the scenes stuff that doesn't involve our other main characters. They were able to cram all that in, right?
Yeah, you barely got Eleanor in this episode,
Yeah.
and that was kind of refreshing.
It's nice to mix
a
it
new
up.
change, yeah.
I think Janet becomes more and more of a core character for these reasons, right? And now that's why, it's similar to when a villain becomes a core character. You have to do some stuff, backfill them.
Yeah.
But we get to see, she was the one who suggested frozen yogurt in the first place. These little Easter eggy or whatever.
Seeing that Michael considers her an actual friend.
Yeah. The reason is
Michael.
friends. And he takes off his glasses and just touches his eye like he's getting misty. That's so good. He's so good.
Meh.
You hate that.
It was fine. It was
You
good.
hated it.
But there's just so many
Just
things
say
that I
it.
would prefer more than this, and I think it's just in general the direction that the episode, the
Oh, what do
show
you
has.
mean this? What's happening
This
here?
whole arc with the Janet and the love story and the falling apart and whatnot. I think there's a lot of paths and choices that have been made across the way that I'm like, I would have done something different. And not that it's that it's bad, just that I think that they hit a stride and certain things were really funny and great. And I don't know if they have caught the same magic they have of season 1 yet in season 2.
I still think
there's definitely room because the show keeps getting renewed. So obviously it's gonna at least stay on with this quality of
I think
episode. But
it's solid, it's fine, but the shadow of that having reset so many times issue that we're gonna have is gonna hang over the whole show now, right?
I think you're gonna have that as a problem until potentially this season ends and then the new thing happens because something new has to happen each episode, each season.
Sure.
And that's my only issue. I guess you're comparing it directly to itself, and that's the hardest enemy to beat. When you're like you were so good, why are you not as good as you were? Because you're not comparing this to other shows because it's that's not really even playing field. The only person you're ever really competing against is yourself.
Yeah.
And if you were better, that's just kind of sad that as you're going on, you like to think that everything is always getting better and better and better, but usually with TV shows it is not true. It is you hit a stride, you hit your peak, and then you're slowly riding out until cancellation.
Especially when you have a big twist or a big reveal or something like that. It's I usually use Men in Black or The Matrix or certain movies. You make a sequel to something that was really different and interesting and kind of ends. and then you make a sequel, and it's like, hey guys, we're back, and there's another thing, and I don't know, I can fly, I guess, but I'm not flying for some reason. Like, it's just really weird, and you're like, all right, I guess we're so. And this kind of literally just is like, okay, we're going to reset, but like we're not going to spend all that time again because that's boring to like redevelop all these characters into who you thought they were. We're just going to kind of all be like, it's Eleanor, it's fine. And then we're left for these episodes going like, well, wait, is it? What's happening? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. What am I supposed to feel, show?
Yeah, well, we have a few episodes left of the season. We'll see.
We're about halfway through.
We'll see where it goes, and there's some options for paths that I might want to see, and a season 3 start point that could be interesting, and I'd be on board for most things. I would just like there to be a better conflict and a resolution that makes it okay to be characters again and not fear a reset.
Yeah, I really would have. Again, like from like a writer perspective, I feel like it would have been so easy to have Michael say, no, we can't reset anymore. This is the closest we've ever come to that original run, or just something like that, just to make it seem like, right?
Even
and then
that,
do the
though,
math or whatever. Because then I would have much less of a problem. Like, had this run been like a similar length to the original, and had all the, I could just mentally go, yeah, they're basically the same people. It's fine. But this was after a week.
If you could
right?
reset them to a time period instead of having to restart them over again. Like, okay, we lost it here. Like so, take that original run and then reset them. Okay, we're gonna reset from 1 month ago, and then it plays out, and they fire it out again. Okay, it seems like the problem they realized something earlier. Reset to 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And keep doing that, and maybe you'd end up with more of a preserved character sense.
Or have Michael somehow get their memories or something like that now. Just do something so I can believe that these are the exact same characters.
Yeah.
Because especially because we spent like the first few episodes dealing with resetting and all this other drama, we really haven't gotten back to business as usual until episode 3 or 4. And now the business as usual is Janet, and not really, the other
characters haven't had the chance to progress to be the characters that we actually like, and that's what's
Yeah.
annoying, because they may never get to the point of the characters that we like, but they're going to keep treating them like they are those characters,
Yes.
and that is an issue.
So when Chidi comes in full of needles, I'm just like, Chidi, leave. We're in the middle of something. Like, I feel the same way Michael does. I'm like, listen, buddy, I don't have time for all this stupid stuff
Yeah.
right now. I don't care. We're doing something here, which is like whatever.
And how that low-hanging fruit of the needles thing, like, I'm like, just don't do that.
Yeah.
Just cut to the commercial for 30 seconds more. Avoid that.
Just
Get
get
paid,
paid.
and don't annoy me.
Don't annoy me.
That's what I feel about that. I'm like, come on, man. Like, okay, she got you with needles. What set that up? Because it had to have been, JD, you look stressed. Let me try my new acupuncture thing on you, or some bullshit.
Oh, no, it's torture. She's
But it can't actually be torture. they're supposed to be in heaven.
Okay, I was gonna say. I guess he can't say it's they can't say it's torture or whatever.
No, that's what's so dumb about it.
And they cut. So I thought, like, had they just had her say needles, and then Michael goes, that's the whole idea. Yeah, no, you're a genius.
Would have been
Please,
better.
just leave it at that, and then just assume he's getting poked somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And don't do all this. Or you have to go whole hog, like you're saying, and have it set up. Oh, it's a spa day. Oh, it's acupuncture. You're fine, right? Choose some. I can't. And like spend all of that time there. Yeah. Upsetting.
Yeah.
Some other stuff.
What else you got?
I like some of Janet's lines in this, right? I think
Okay.
that she's really good. The thing with all the pennies and all that stuff made me laugh, which is so dumb, but it made me laugh just because of how, like, picturing that actress going and then just adding pennies in like post made me laugh. And how they're all hitting
Simple
Michael,
creature.
how they're hitting Michael, and he just goes like, okay, and all that stuff, like this whole craziness. I liked her, just like her delivery on some lines. When she's like, yeah, because like he's reading the manual, and it's like, she can be, ejected into space or eaten as a midday snack. And then she goes, I'm full of potassium, like a banana, or whatever. And I was just like a banana. Certain stuff, the way that she delivers the lines makes me happy.
She pulls that manual out of her nose. How'd you like that?
That sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you liked it, I'm okay with
No,
that.
I think it's more of that low-hanging fruit stuff that I'm talking about, where I'm
Yeah.
like, they just try, like, it'd be funny if we pulled it out of her nose.
What's a bad thing to happen is that.
For an omnipotent creature that can just blink anything into existence, this should
Yeah.
be in her nose.
Like, why would this come out of her nose?
It wouldn't.
Well, because it's like the LOL so random version of like comedy, where it's like it's funny because like why would that be? It's a big sandwich or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
yeah. No, but like the random thing generator thing was cool too, where he's like testing her, they're diagnosing, and he's going through the thing or whatever. I'm fine. That that stuff's all fine. I like her delivery too when he's like explaining no Janet, this is what's happening to you or whatever, and he's like when was the first glitch, and she says something about Jason and Tahani, second glitch, third glitch, and she goes oh nuts and like sits down or whatever. I like her acting different ways. That makes me happy.
Yeah. If it makes you happy, that's all that matters.
If it makes me happy, it can't be that bad.
You'd think.
I also like how in Michael's office, and this is easy to like do, and it's more of a criticism of like every other show, but the portrait of that stoner who like figured out the afterlife is still in the background of every shot, and the bowl of paper clips is still there. And if you look around his office, all of like the stuff is still there. So when he has to get a paper clip to reset Janet, he reaches into the same bowl of paper clips that he threw all over Eleanor like 20 episodes ago or some crazy thing like that.
Well, that's not really a shock. That's just the set.
I know, but so many shows don't, they only wheeled in that bowl for that day for that gag, and now it's gone forever, right?
Well, I think the difference is that's art in his office, and not it wasn't just a gag.
Right. I'm just happy to see that it's all consistent, has a good feel to it, and all that stuff. But the final thing, unless you have something else,
I got nothing.
Jason Mantzoukas.
Yes.
Joining the show, joining the cast, coming off the bench, clinch hitter here, Jason Mantzoukas.
We'll see how that turns out. Has the potential of being very funny. Could also be very annoying. We'll see how it goes.
We like him in general.
I think he will be used sparingly. I think because most of the crew, most of the cast can't see him.
Why not?
Well, if you let any demon see him, it's going to throw off what's happening with Janet.
I thought you meant are not able to see him like physically, and I'm like, wait, what's prevent?
They cannot see him.
You mean they like shouldn't see him, or else it blows the thing. Sure,
exactly.
sure.
So he will be used sparingly.
Well, Michael can just say, yeah, Janet made a friend. I don't know. Janets are weird, or something.
I don't think that'll happen.
Like that.
I think that would cause a large question. So maybe our normal people will see him, like the Cheaties, the Eleanors, this and that.
Definitely.
But nobody else should, depending upon how Michael treats the situation. So he could be funny, but he's going to be like a dog.
I was going to say, like, he's playing such a dumb, like, oblivious character, and we already have one of those. So we don't need a second one.
Him and Jason might... But
we're playing Xbox!
Well, they're going to hit it off, and I think that's going to be a problem for Janet, because now her exes are friends.
And now they're, like, double dating, and Janet's looking at Tahani like, you bitch, and all that stuff. And meanwhile, Jason and like, jalapeno poppers, and they're all happy and stuff.
Yeah.
I like it. That's probably what's going to happen.
All right, guys, that's our thoughts on this episode. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.